A complete beginner can find long-term winning stocks if they just follow 5 simple rules. My favorite investor, Warren Buffett, used these same principles to beat the stock market for decades. None of these are difficult, but they do require discipline. Rule number 1 is do not invest in cheap stocks. Now, this sounds counterintuitive. Don't we want to invest in undervalued companies? Well, yes, but oftentimes there is a really good reason why companies are cheap. This was actually the strategy that Warren Buffett used in his early career, but eventually he moved away from investing in dirt cheap companies.
But many years ago, we gave up what I've labeled the cigar butt approach to investing, which is where you try and find a really kind of pathetic company, but it sells so cheap that you think there's one good free puff left in it. We used to pick up a lot of soggy cigar butts. I had a portfolio full of them. And there were free puffs in them. I made money out of that.
The cigar butt method, as Warren Buffett puts it, often leads beginner investors to finding dying companies.
Time is the enemy of the poor business, and it's the friend of the great business. If you have a business that's earning 20 or 25% on equity, and it does that for a long time, time is your friend. But time is your enemy if you have your money in a low return business, and you may be lucky enough to pick the exact moment when it gets taken over by someone else. But we like to think when we buy a stock we're going to own it for a very long time, and therefore we have to stay away from businesses that have low returns on equity.
If our goal is to buy great companies that we can hold for many years and make great returns, then we need to be focusing on great companies, not cheap companies. And rule number 2 is a crucial feature that is always present in a great company. Beginner investors should focus on companies that will grow. A lack of growth is one of the major reasons why cheap companies do not work out for beginner investors. But how do we find companies that are likely to grow? First, past performance is a major predictor of future performance. It's not 100%, but a company that has been historically increasing their revenue is much more likely to increase their revenue in the future than a company that's been shrinking in revenue. The second easy way that a beginner investor can be confident that a company will continue to grow is to look at the analyst projections. As a beginner investor, it is wise to lean on the expertise of professionals who make a living analyzing and predicting the future revenue growth of companies. And the way that I like to find both the past performance and the future performance is on stockanalysis.com. I like to set up a screener or a filter for both the projected revenue growth for the next 5 years and the past revenue growth over the previous 5 years. And finally, I like to add a third filter for market cap because I generally like to look at larger companies that are blue chip companies. They're more stable and they are generally less risk than the small cap companies. So right here, I've got my revenue growth. We can set it to over 5%, past revenue growth over 5%, market cap we can set to over 100 billion. And right here, we can see Palantir is at the top, CrowdStrike, Shopify, NVIDIA, Broadcom, AMD, DoorDash. We've got lots of high quality companies here, which is a great place to start our search. But you're probably saying right now, Brian, obviously I want to invest in growing companies. And you're right, it is obvious. I said at the beginning of this video that none of these rules are difficult or complicated, but they do require discipline that most new investors just do not have. Which brings me to rule number 3. High risk, high reward companies are not investments, they are gambles. And when you're gambling, you're setting yourself up to lose big eventually. It only takes one large concentrated bet to go against you to blow up your entire portfolio. And this is incredibly common with new investors. And to see this, you don't have to go much further than Reddit, Wall Street Bets. The strategies and the content are incredibly compelling. There's no shortage of people showing hundreds of thousands of dollars in gains or even millions of dollars in gains. But those are the only ones that make it to the top, that get enough upvotes to reach you, the viewer on Reddit, Wall Street Bets. The people who lost several $1,000s, which was devastating for them, they don't post it. And then even if they do, losing a few $1,000s isn't going to get the upvotes to rise to the top for you to get a clear picture of what kind of success rate are these strategies having. The real goal is to find low risk, high reward stocks, and it is 100% possible. But the only way to do that is to follow rule number 4, which is stick to the long game. I have to ask myself, would I hold this stock for 10 years? That is the only way to have a high probability of success. And this statistic illustrates this point so well. On average, the S&P 500 returns about 10% per year, but the average investor who invests in the S&P 500 only gets about 7%. Where does this discrepancy come from? It comes from panic selling. When investors have a short-term mindset and they can't stomach the volatility, they sell when the stock price drops. To be a prepared investor, you should expect all of your individual stocks to crash by at least 20% at some point. Bill Ackman says it best.
The stock market in the short term is a voting machine. It represents speculative interests, supply and demand of people in the short term. But in the long term, the stock market's a weighing machine, much more accurate. It's going to tell you what something's worth.
Not only is the stock market a weighing machine, I think it is also a transfer machine. It transfers money from the impatient to the patient. That is why you absolutely have to have a long-term mindset. And one of the most common reasons why investors fail and panic sell is because they are breaking rule number 5. Don't pay attention to macroeconomics. Don't listen to the news about the state of the economy or to people who say we have a recession right around the corner, because the news and the alternative media is incentivized to make the most extreme predictions because that's what gets the most engagement. People are not incentivized to make boring predictions, even though the boring outcome is the most probable. The state of the whole economy is just not useful to us. What's useful is looking up discrete, relevant information about an individual company that we are interested in investing. The long-term data shows that bull markets dominate. These are markets that are going up in general, and we need to put ourselves in the best position to capitalize on that bull market by buying great companies. Even great companies can be overpriced. For instance, there might be a restaurant that sells the best steak in the world. I love that steak. It's a quality product. But if I go there and they've upped their price 10x, it doesn't make sense for me to buy that steak no matter how good it is. And the same thing goes for great businesses. The price does matter. The bonus rule for new investors is to learn how to value a company. If you want to see how I calculate the intrinsic value of companies before I invest, check out this video right here, and I hope to see you there.